Hello, today we will be going over the brilliant game that Niemann played versus the young 14-year-old Royal Shreyas. Now, this is Hans, I think he's playing next round right now. If he wins this round, he'll be very close to 2700. Let's take a look to see where Hans is now. Um, Going to 2700chess.com, and you can easily spot Hans due to the amount of points that he's accumulated. I think I've already clicked on him. Well, like 28 points or something crazy. Where is it? But okay, but here he is, 28.3 points, and here are his opponents. He played the young Royal Shreyas. Hans is now at 2695.3, and he's playing a 2600 opponent this round in the London Chess Classic. So I think he'll gain about 4 points if he wins, maybe close to 5. He'll be like 2699, maybe 2700 if he wins this next round. I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna see where he is. We're gonna look at that game after this analysis. So let's take a look at this game, which is a beauty. Hans played strictly, it seems to me, by intuition this game. So let me get my clicker here. So we have e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, d3, knight standard opening moves for Guaco Piano, c3, a5, rook to e1. This was a brilliant game. I mean, Hans is playing like on another level right now. It's amazing. Developing moves, bishop to e6, bishop b5. This is opening line so far. Queen goes to b8, preparing to come to a7 to put pressure on f2. Knight f1. The knight wants to go to g3 with a possible post on f5 if he puts the f knight on h4. So queen a7 attacking f2, rook up to defend f2, a4 to gain some space. Probably better for me would be to centralize one of the rooks. Instead of a4, maybe play rook a to e8, or rook f to e8. And then bring the other rook to d8, the a rook to d8. But a4, knight g3. The knight has made its journey to the king side. Queen a5, bishop takes, c takes. We have double c pawns now. Rook c2. I guess for future push on the queen side. Rook fb8, c4. Queen back to b6, queen to e2. King to h7, rook b1, queen a7. White finally fully develops with bishop d2, bishop b6, b4. Pawn takes en passant, c5. The problem with black's position, it seems to me, is that all of his pieces are cluttered on the queen side. They're trapped on the queen side. And if you look at the king side, the king is like by itself. They say naked because basically. So black has to get his pieces over to the king side to aid the king, it seems. They're all on the queen side now. So in the meantime, Hans has avenues to attack the king because of that. So knight h4, eyeing f5 for an outpost. Knight g8, f4. So the attack is coming slowly. Bishop takes, rook to e8. g5. G5 is too weak. He would probably maybe ignore it. He could play his queen to h5. Let's see what happens with g5 here. Well, you simply take. take, and then, yeah, the queen can come to h5. Bishop takes, pawn takes, then queen to h5. So g5 was not an option, though it looks like it's a pin. It wins the piece. So after rook e8, bishop d2, c6, that knight finally gets the f5 outpost. This was a brilliant game by Hans. He's playing really brilliantly. And my prediction is he may win this tournament. I think he may do this. I mean, he's on the heels of 2,700 now. d5, bishop c3, d4. Closing that diagonal, bishop has to come back to d2, iron h6, bishop c7, queen f3. Also, if you take note, during all of this, and this up to this point, black has the advantage, actually. Hans is really pressing, but he's defending very well, this 14-year-old youngster here. Now, g4, that's a brilliant move. The point is, if g takes, he could play either one. Either g takes or e takes are satisfactory. But if e takes, bishop back, then g5 with the attack. In this position, with g5, it's still even, actually. But black could easily go wrong here. I would predict that white would break through. Although it's even right now, the computer says it's even. It's very scary for black. So he didn't, Royale did not play g takes. So he played bishop d8, instead of g takes. So then we have knight g2, still allowing the knight to be captured, which he does. He captures the knight. G takes, the bishop goes back. King to h1, making way for that rook to come to g1. Now, nothing is absolute here. Hans is strictly playing by intuition, I believe. Queen to e7. Now the queen comes over to the king's side, trying to rescue the king because the heat is on. The rook g1. Also, white has a future knight f4. The queen can come to h5, and he can double his rooks on the g file. Bishop c7. Computer says more accurate was rook to a3. But then we have queen to h5, and the play continues. And white still has an advantage in that situation. Now white has a slight advantage, I believe. Bishop c7. Now queen h5. Bishop c7, I think, was a mistake. It was a mistake. That was a turning point also. Rook a3 was better. Then bishop e5. That was a mistake. But at this point, you can't find anything much better here. The knight finally gets to h4. Rook to a7. Knight f3. That knight is threatening to come to g5. And that was a bishop g7. Here, computer says after bishop g7, white wins also if rook takes. Hans could have taken. We have king takes, bishop takes check. Knight takes, rook to g2. King over, then knight check. This ends with a nice mating line. If king to g7, you have knight here, double check, king must move. Then queen takes knight. This is all force. Queen to f4. King f5, then e5 mate. That's a beautiful mate. So here, Hans could have sacked and won also. But instead he played bishop f4 instead of taking the bishop on g7. Bishop f8. Then he sacks anyway. Rook takes, because the g file is open with attacks after the rook comes to g2. This is just brilliant. Rook g2, bishop protects. Rook takes. He's sacrificing everything. Bishop takes, check, king there. Bishop g5. The queen is lost. Rook takes and then f6. And he resigned. Royal resigns. I mean, this was an absolute brilliant game. So let's see if they've gone live now with if the tournament, the London Chess Classic, has started. Let me go here. You close this. Let's come here. Playchess.com. Let's go to broadcast. Let's see if they've started. They have started. Let's take a look. Wait a minute. Where is it? Adams Gukesh. Where's Hans here? I have something wrong here. Oh, let's go here. Here we go. And well, that says it. That speaks for itself. Oh, wait a minute. Have they drawn already? I have something wrong here. 7:59. Yeah, round 5. So Hans is drawn already? Oh, where's my phone? Wait a minute. This can't be. I was looking forward to a nice, long game. Yeah, I have. This is yet. What is this? I'm getting my days mixed up here. Tuesday. Huh. It doesn't say that here. Okay, that's correct. I'm just shocked that I'm just shocked that this game was drawn and quite a few moves were made. Wow. Good grief. Yep. Sorry about that. So this game was drawn. What do we have here? D4, knight f6. Well, Hans didn't lose. C4, what do we have here? Queen's Nimzo Indian. Queen C2, castles, E4, bishop D3, C5, knight G. This is the evaluation board. Status bar. Yeah. Nimzo Indian. This is absolutely amazing. I was looking forward to Hans. Hopefully he would have won. G3, Queen H5. This is kind of a crazy game here. Castle, G5, attacking the bishop. Pawn takes, because a pawn takes bishop, bishop takes knight, or knight takes. Pawn takes. Well, this gets kind of, this gets kind of complicated. Knight takes, pawn takes. Wow. Rook to C8, attacking C3. Yeah, this is full of a lot of possibilities here. So this is how the game went. Bishop takes C3. What if Rook takes C3? But the game went Bishop takes C3, Queen D1, Queen takes, Rook takes. Maybe, no, Rook C4, Bishop takes, Rook takes, Bishop takes. This was a complex game. So we had 3 pawns. After that, that was very complicated combination. A5. So this game ended in a draw. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked. This is hideously complicated here. G5 attacking the F4 bishop. Pawn takes. Now, I guess if pawn takes bishop, bishop takes knight, or knight takes, then we would be even. So he takes a piece, pawn takes. The knight on e4 is still hanging, so we have two pieces under attack here. But if knight takes, pawn takes, and we still have two pieces under attack. If ever pawn takes, you can play h takes. I mean, there's no threat on the king side. So the idea is he's having pieces attacked anyway, so they can come out even here. Knight takes, pawn takes, and the bishop on c8 is attacked. He's going to win his piece back. Pawn takes, h takes, bishop takes, then pawn takes. The idea being he had too many pieces under attack here. Bishop there. Now, what if rook takes c3 here? Rook takes c3. The queen has to move. Rook takes c3. If queen to e2, no, he'll lose a piece here. What do we have here? 4, 4. If queen there, then bishop takes. What's the move here? Queen to g2. Oh, then queen here. Maybe queen here attacking the bishop. Because if bishop takes, bishop takes, queen takes. No, that would be too. It would be too risky. Maybe knight takes. Knight takes. If queen takes, queen takes. But wouldn't black have the advantage here? Knight takes. If queen takes, queen takes, and queen takes, then you gotta like black here. So I may have to, let's add an engine here. Let's add an engine and see what is going on here. But Hans is already, he's drawn his game. That's not the line, because here in this position, queen takes e5. Oh no, it's still even, it says. So was I right? Bishop takes. Hold on, the game continued. Bishop f5. Bishop takes. I was saying, what happens if rook takes? Oh, rook takes. Oh, then queen e4. Okay. Queen e4 and white is much better. I missed that. Because yeah, bishop takes, knight takes, and then the bishop is attacked here. My variation was completely wrong. So bishop takes was correct. Rook takes, you get here. Bishop takes, knight takes, and you have threats on the king side, and the bishop is attacked. Okay. And yeah, your white is better here. So bishop takes c3 was correct. Not rook takes c3 was weak. And I was looking at queen here, which queen to b2 only leads to equality. So I think I was correct. Then you would continue bishop takes, knight takes. Yeah, that's equality. If you play queen to b2, that's what I saw. I didn't see queen to e4, which keeps the advantage. So after heavy exchanges, they both drew. C4. All right. So Hans' game is over. Let's look at the other games. Let's look at the Gukesh game. And they played rather quickly, Hans. So this was a Sicilian. E4, C5, knight F, knight C6, bishop D5. E6, we have castle. Yeah, right, castle. Then you could come with D4. But he plays rook to E1. B6, is that kind of unusual? Or is that... B6 is Michael Adams against Gukesh. C3. Why not bishop F1? Bishop F1 and then D4 is what I would prefer. But bishop can come to C2. And then you could take en queen takes. And then you could just develop, right, just develop your pieces here. Maybe bishop out. Okay, E5. This is the move that we have here. Bishop to B7. So that's the Gukesh game. How do I do this? Can I go and then... No, that doesn't work. Yeah, does that work? So McShane. Am I correct here with McShane? Yeah. All right, so Hans' game is over. I think he has 3 points now. So we'll see what happens the rest of the tournament. I still predict that Hans may win this tournament. That he will win it. Till next time.